In this video, traders, we're going to look at essential questions to ask your CFD broker. Stay tuned. In this video, traders, we are going to look at important questions to ask your CFD broker. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so if you're brand new to trading, or if you're just getting into CFD trading, maybe you've been share trading before, anything, you're right, I want to open a CFD account, don't really know what to ask. These are my, what we've got, 13 questions that I think you should be asking your broker. And if you've got any you'd like to add, then please stick them in the comment section below. It will help anyone else coming along to the video. Have a little scroll through the comments. They can see maybe extra things, because we're all about getting the best deal we can with the best broker we can, with the safest broker we can, with the best service. So if we can all kind of work out together the best things we ask, some brokers are going to be suitable for different people, of course, but at least if it keeps people safe and gets people the best opportunity of trading success, that's what we're all about. So anyway, in the comment section below, please feel free to add your 14th, 15th, 16th, and while you're down there, do check out our channel subscriber. There's a link to them in the description. All right, so let's go. The first thing you need to ask is, are you regulated? Obviously, depending on the jurisdiction you're in, depending on what sort of regulation, and if there's any compensation scheme available for if they go bust, find out about that. It may be such an unlikely event, but honestly, it's an event that can wipe you out if you don't have it properly sorted out. So not only being regulated from an aspect that you'll send them money and they just disappear because they're scam artists, but also if they go bust, if there's some sort of crisis, if there's government backing, so a lot of countries offer a government backing, if they're part of that, then great. The next thing is, what platform do you use? So literally now we're going straight into the operational side of stuff. What platform do you use? And ask them for a demo. Can I have a demo? Can I have a look at it? Now, you want a platform that's very simple, very easy, and isn't kind of too complicated. There's no point in having all these features and stuff if you're not going to use it. Now, you might be able to just get used to it and stuff, and a lot of the platforms now, guys, are very similar. They're all reasonably functional, they're all reasonably quick, they all offer, most of the things that you need. But something to check out on the platform is what the charts are like. If you're using charts to make your decision-making process, then having good charts is essential. Now, to me, I don't think it needs to be on the platform. In fact, it's not that essential, because you can use stuff like TradingView, you can use any other extra third-party charting software to do your analysis and just execute on the platform. I don't think you need to be using the actual charts from your broker. So it's not a deal breaker, but you definitely want to have a nice clear order ticket. You want little bits of functionality. You can pop out the order ticket, little stuff like that, whatever suits you. It's well worth looking at the platform and having a play around with it before you decide to commit and stick your money with them. So looked at that. Number 4 is, what markets do you offer? Pretty self-explanatory, but you want someone who offers a decent array of markets. Now, you may be specializing in a specific sector or specific shares of a specific country, but if they offer other things as well, it means that there's opportunity there. If something suddenly gets really exciting and there's opportunity, it means you don't have to open another account. So let's say they offer CFDs on gold, silver, and crude oil. Maybe you don't trade those. Maybe you like to trade FTSE 100 shares or whatever it may be, but at least then if there's an opportunity there that fits in with your risk parameters in your setup, you don't have to go elsewhere starting to try and open accounts. You can trade directly from that. So that's worth looking at. The 5th one, guys, is how much are commissions? So what's the spread like? What are the commissions? What's the cost to do business? And don't be afraid as well, if you're an active trader, to say, hey, I do X million a month or whatever it may be, notional, can have a deal. They're definitely up for a deal. Now, if you're a small trader and you're in trade from time to time, there's less chance to have a deal. Can't harm if you've got a decent size account as well. They're more open to doing a deal if you're going to put in a decent amount of money with them. So it's worth asking the question. You might get a bespoke deal, and you definitely will get a bespoke deal if you're an active trader. So check out the commissions. Do they charge a commission? Do they charge no commission but wrap it in the spread? How does it all work, and what's the total cost for you to trade? And do a few examples of some of the stuff that you've recently traded, so you've got a good idea of how much you'll be paying. And also things like what are the overnight charges? So what are the margin requirements? In other words, how much margin do you have to put up for different markets? And that might be regulated by ESMA depending on what country you're in. But it's worth finding out, okay, if I'm having a £20,000 position in this, what's my margin requirement? And then what's my cost to hold that overnight? So what are the financing charges? They're all pretty similar for most brokers, but again, you don't want to be kind of shocked with something that maybe some asset's got a high financing charge for some reason. You always want to make sure, okay, the average trade I do, and maybe I hold this over a 3-week period or 4-week period, whatever it is, and it's this size. So cost to get in, cost to get out, financing charge. Right, well that makes sense. That's perfectly acceptable. Number 6, we talked about the margin requirement. Number 7 we're on now. Are you DMA or a market maker? So in other words, do you have direct market access? Many companies allow you to put your trade directly in the exchange. For example, if you're trading on the London Stock Exchange, let's say you're trading Vodafone, a DMA model would be you can put your shares straight in there and it's converted to a CFD for you. So you basically have access to their accounts, technically speaking, if you're going into detail, and you put your orders into the actual exchange order book, they get filled as shares, and the broker then flips it to a CFD and does the deal with you. So that's very different to a market maker model, which is you're just trading directly with the broker. You're buying 10,000 shares of Vodafone, he's giving you the other side of it. DMA means you're buying it on the actual underlying, and then he's converting it to a CFD and giving it to you. So advantages. Disadvantages, very quickly, no point going too depth about this. If you want to find out about it, I think I've done a video on it. If not, there'll be one uploaded pretty soon. But DMA really gives you access to maybe shares are a little bit thinner, spreads are a little bit wider. You can put stuff in the order book. You can get filled on the bid or on the ask. Market maker model, it's just take what's offered. So that's really one of the main advantages to it. There's others as well, but let's keep it there for now. Number 8, guys. What customer support do you offer? Again, you might never need it, but when you need it, you want it. Maybe something's gone down at your end, there's some sort of issue, you need to get hold of these guys. Can you get hold of them over the weekend? Can you get hold of them 24 hours? Or do they go home at 9 o'clock at night? What's the deal with that? It's worth knowing these things before you need it. And then we've got, what's the uptime of your platform? And most are pretty good now, but it's still worth asking the question. And if it's really high, it hardly ever goes down. Again, you want something that's solid and stable. If they've got a history of it going down and stuff, they should be able to give you the uptime kind of figure there, or at least give you a ballpark and say, yeah, you know what, it never goes down, or whatever it may be. But then the next question you have to ask, it may well be the platform is pretty solid, but what happens to my order if the price moves? So in other words, if you're buying something at, let's say, 150, and you put the order through, and by the time it gets there, the price moves on the underlying, how do they deal with that? Because that could be a fast market, could be some sort of lag and slow thing. What happens? Now, does it go to a dealer, where a dealer has to sit through it and put it in? Does it get filled at the current price if it's a market order? Does it get rejected? How is that dealt with? Because that's super important, guys. If you're trading actively in a quick environment, it's all very well when it's slow and chuggy and nothing's moving, but when you really want to get in or really want to get out and they're cancelling orders on you or putting it to a dealer, that's not what you want. So what's the protocol if you're trading, let's say, quick conditions? How do they deal with that? And now maybe the infrastructure is solid enough they can deal without any problems, but maybe it's not. Maybe they're like, okay, well actually what happens is if the price moves and the price is no longer valid, you get no longer value, you have to try again. And that might not be great for you, because you might go, well, what happens if I try 4 or 5 times and it's no longer valid? Well, what can you do? Put a limit in? Yeah, maybe. Get on the phone? Maybe. That brings me to this one. Can I deal via the phone? Quick question to ask them, can I do a deal via the phone? They might say, yeah, but it's an extra charge. Fine, put the number on your mobile, no problem at all. We skipped one here, 11, guys. What order types do you offer? Offer limits, offer stops. Do you offer any kind of native trailing stop? Do you offer a stop limit? Do you offer an if done? Do you offer an OCO? All the order types that you might need to give you more flexibility. What do they offer? What's native to the platform? And finally, do you have a mobile app? Handy if you're out and about to not only check on your positions, to maybe you might want to close a position at a certain time. I know that's something that I quite like to do. I hold a position until the closing of the next day, but I don't want to sit in front of the screen, so I might go out and about. At least then on the mobile app, I can set my alarm. Oh right, 5 minutes to close the position, and do it like that. Or of course you can make the telephone call if you need to, but sometimes it's not convenient to, is it? So those are the kind of 13 questions I think you should be asking your CFD broker. Like I say, if you've got any more, add them to the comment section below, so anyone new and seeing this video can see the comments, see your comment, see your thing and go, that's a good question to ask as well. Take care, whatever you're doing, and keep that risk managed. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, somewhere along there, you know the rules. Take care, bye-bye.